Hi there, this is the part 2 of my video on house plants or indoor plants, and today I'm going to talk to you about the peace lily. Peace lily is one of the easiest and most versatile house living plants that you can have inside your house. They are easy care, they don't really take too much attention, and some people find it that the peace lilies they have in the house sometimes it wilts. This is due to the fact that perhaps lacking water, and a lot of them don't water their peace lilies often enough. So if you're having that sort of problem where it just wilts and has got no energy in the plant, that's probably what it is. So what you do, you grab yourself a bowl and fill it up, half fill the bowl with water, and set your indoor plants, especially when they're in a pot and inside your house. Over here, as you can see, I have got it inside my atrium yet again, and I have got it planted in the soil. And this plant has been here for quite some time, probably over 2 years, if not longer. And just recently it has given me some beautiful monocotyledon flower. Mono means one, so it has got one large flower petal in it, and this is how they flower, and that is sort of like a very much like a peace, and that's why the name peace lily comes from. Otherwise it is called Spectiphyllum plant, which is the scientific name. So commonly known as peace plant, and you can see how beautiful, nice and green it is. It gets enough light here. They do prefer shady area, not too much light. As you can see, it's right in the corner, hardly ever sees the sun, and it is just doing wonderfully well. Apart from this peace lily, we move on to this particular plant. And when I first put it in, it had only 1 or 2 leaves in it, probably about in a pot of 10 centimeters that I plonked in there, and it has grown, as you can see, reaching now to the other end. So it's about 2 meters long, and it's called harefoot fern. And this is one of the ferns that it does quite well here, and it loves shady areas, and it grows really under the big trees, and it's doing very well here. And its scientific name is actually Polypodium. And I'm very pleased with it, the way it's doing so prolifically here. And from there we moved on to this wax begonia. Why it's called wax? Because of the leaves. The leaves are very waxy, and the texture feels very waxy. And the beautiful flowers of single flowers that it has. And this particular plant actually came in a pot from Sydney when I moved here 4 years ago. So that's where I've just put the pot in there, planted it in the soil, and since then it is just comes and goes, and it flowers every year during spring, summer. And what I do is generally, when it gets onto the pathway which it has, I just chop them off, and it comes back again. From there, we are looking at the Costus arabicus, which is the ginger family, the ginger that we eat. It's part of that family. And I love variegated leaves in this particular plant, and it just makes a really good show with this longitudinal leaf variety. Comes with beautiful flowers here, sort of like a heart shape. And it should also have a heart shape on the other side, which has obviously flowered and nearly about to dry out. And this is how they flower, and it makes a beautiful show indoors. And up in Queensland, they would do quite well outside under the tree shade with a lot of humus and loves peat soil. So that's one of the requirements for the growth of this one. And being a tropical plant, I have to be really careful how much I water, how often I water, in its ideal condition. From there we come into this adiantum, which is what we call is commonly known as maiden hair fern, and look at how it's doing here. It's so prolific, and I think this one is adiantum radianum. So it's one of the common varieties of the maiden hair ferns that I've got there. And then from there we come into hen and chicken plant. As you can see, this is one of my lovely fern that does really well in the condition that it gets here, that do not like direct sun, shade to part shade, filtered light. It gets from the windows behind me, and it's doing really well there. From there we move on to the iron plant. This is as tough as old boots by its leaves, its texture. It's just, you know, you cannot destroy this plant. It is tough as old boots. And when I planted it about 4 years ago, it had 2 leaves. From 2 leaves, I've probably got about 50 leaves here, and it's going sideways. And it's probably about 1 meter to 1.5 meters in length. It has grown. And it's a tough plant because you can really plant them in anywhere, whether dark area, light area, outside in the sun, or indoors. It will just thrive. From there we come into the parlor palm, which only was quite small when I planted this particular plant. And look at the size of it now. It just loves where it is. And I have actually planted them in a nice draining soil. Most of my plants here are actually been planted in the soil in this particular garden area. There are some plants here that I've got them in pots. So I shall finish up this part 2 of my video, and from here on I will show you the part 3. What else do I have in this atrium? Bye bye for now.